Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts.
I mean, just take me back to where I was choking, swimming in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Just take me back.
Is that like music lyrics?
Take me back. I want to go back. I want to go back to the Purple Rain. There you go. I want to go back to the cheeseburger with the cheese in the middle as my people. Shout out, Benny Davis.
I'm sure you can find that in Los Angeles, Kaliko. We're not short on...
No. There is no... Nah. I don't think there's a cheeseburger. Because LA too diverse. In LA, you ain't going to find a cheeseburger with the molten cheese in the middle.
Well, it was a good week for Wrestling Wit as we interviewed... who did we interview? Here we go. Raiden Gozil on Tuesday and Joey Knight Jr. on Wednesday. Two incredible interviews. Definitely go check those out if you haven't already. But always looking to the future, we talked to Matt Barnes on Tuesday, the Canadian Grizzly. Big name in the Canadian leagues. He's wrestled the Good Brothers. He's wrestled D-Generation X, the Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac. We talk about him being on The Amazing Race with his tag team partner. A lot to unpack in that interview. We also talk about a thumbtack match, competing against Jake Roberts. An unfriendly snake in that match as well. And yeah, just definitely a fun, interesting listen for that one. And then on this upcoming Wednesday, we have Tyler Grayson. We talk about wrestling in the ring, wrestling against two other Tylers. We talk about his home promotion and capturing titles for that promotion before it ultimately ended as a promotion. Yeah, and a crazy, insane ambulance match as well. So definitely go check that out. When they drop this Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on the 25th, we have Big Hoss. On the 26th, we have Nakai. And on the 2nd, we have Vance Nevada. So, already have interviews in the queue, gearing up for September. Check us out at Wrestling with E on our social media to know who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing, links to those interviews, and so much more. I think we're done putting ourselves over. No, Kaliko?
I mean, unless you're planning on interviewing the cheeseburger with the cheese in the middle. Like, you're done.
I don't think I could. I mean, I could probably pull off interviewing inanimate objects. I mean, I think Scooter classified as an inanimate object at one point.
Oh, God, no. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? We love Scooter.
Obviously, we love Scooter. R.I.P. Scooter. But it is a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the news. And as we reported for the last couple of weeks about Rhea Ripley being injured, not being able to compete for the defend her women's championship, it does seem clear that she is officially stripped of the title after having surgery. And Chelsea Green is the official women's champion. They have not been calling her interim. They have been calling her women's champion. So there's that, first and foremost. But that being said, Chelsea Green, last week on SmackDown, got injured, broke her orbital bone. Not great luck for Chelsea, no? Kaliko? Kaliko?
Here, I don't. There we go.
There we go. Respawn.
There we go. Respawn.
So
I mean, you got what you wanted, right? You wanted Rhea to be stripped. You got it.
I mean, it was.
Aren't we happy?
I mean, it's what they were supposed to do to begin with. So, low-key, yeah, I'm happy.
There you go. Look at him. I'm excited. I'm sassified, as they say.
But what are your feelings on Chelsea Green getting injured literally her first week into having the title?
I mean, Jesus, it's like a curse on that SmackDown side. But anyway, and everyone, you know what's funny? Everyone pinpoints that I'm screwing over Jade, and I can't deny it. But what I'm gonna say is that it seems like Chelsea's injury is not one where it would make her strip the title, although they already started out flirting with her making her strip the title. Like, I'm going to have to get it. But it's one of those things where it's like, oh, give it to me, but everything's happening around her to forget the fact that he's supposed to do what the hell he's supposed to do. Right?
Right.
Which is a good angle, which is a great angle. I will say that it's a great angle because it keeps her A, storyline relevant, and B, keeps her storyline relevant, and B, it tests the fever of people wanting to see how badly they want to see her as champion, just teasing it and just seeing how the people react to it, which I think that favors her in the at least getting a reign to what, the Rumble? I would say Rumble, Mania. If she walks into Mania with that thing, it's a miracle. I'm letting you know that now.
Yeah. And considering, Money in the Bank is going to be a thing next month, quite literally, I'm thinking that she's not going to hold on to it till Mania.
Which would make sense for JCJ to win it. Yes! I'm cool! Yeah. What did I say? Stars align, baby. Woo!
Oh. Right, so, I mean...
Don't mind me, I'm overly happy.
But yeah, they've already kind of flirted with the idea of, stripping her of the championship on Friday yesterday. She has 30 days to defend the title. But I feel like Rhea has had this injury as well, a broken orbital bone. And, I mean, she competed in War Games with that freaky mask, quite literally twice. Which is weird that it happened twice in the same, month. But, I digress. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that, Chelsea can just hold on to this championship with the injury that she has, I would say.
Yeah, but it also makes the cash-in that much better for JCJ.
Right. We shouldn't count our chickens before they hatch, Kaliko. She hasn't won it quite yet.
Oh, she's gonna win it. See, there's the thing. It's a manifestation.
Okay, so you're manifesting things now.
Oh yeah, she's gonna win it. She's gonna be Miss Money in the Bank, and I already got my two already got my two, Mr. and Miss Money in the Bank.
Okay, and that is?
Miss Money in the Bank, JC Jane.
Of course.
Mr. Money in the Bank, Trick Williams.
You think they're gonna give Trick Money in the Bank?
They wouldn't take the title off of him if they wouldn't have gave it to him.
I mean, that's not a bad point, for sure. But I'm not sure about that. Would you want him to win Money in the Bank and win the championship in that way? Or would you rather him win it, more, in a pure sense? You know what I mean? Like, he didn't, obviously there could be an asterisk when it comes to winning a championship with Money in the Bank. And do they want...
Really?
I mean, some people feel that way. But...
For who? Because, I mean, it's a hot shot. It's literally... All it is like, basically, front of the line at the DMV.
I mean, it's... For a good guy to do... For a bad guy, it doesn't matter. Because, obviously, they don't give a shit. But for, a good guy, it definitely, could be considered a bad way of winning the championship. You know what I mean?
Who said he was a good guy?
I mean, the crowd is cheering for him. I don't remember the last time he's won a match with nefarious means, despite having loyalty.
The crowd cheered... The crowd cheered for Seth Rollins too. What the hell? And he was a heel the whole time. I mean, they cheered for Brock Lesnar, and he was hell of a heel. So there's no good or bad. But that's the point. Like, they're honestly, I told you the days. Right now, it's the like there are the definitive goods and the definitive bads. 90, 88, like 10% good, 10% heel. The rest are in between based on how you feel. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, people still chant CM Punk, and they will still boo his ass because of the fact that Kevin Owens is back and everybody's in their feels about Kevin Owens. The only reason they're in their feels about Kevin Owens is because he's fucked his neck up and they know this how hard it is to get back. I say the same thing with Roman Reigns. Ain't shit changed with Roman. The only thing that's changed is how we feel about him. That is the only thing that changed. How the crowd felt about him during his absence, and absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Right. I mean,
because keep in mind, we went from him having the belt for 4 years, and everybody was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And he leaves for 3 months, and they're like, you know what? We gotta miss this motherfucker. So that's like, so, you know, like.
Oh, I get that. So, I mean, and I would think that whoever is going to win the championship off of Chelsea Green, i.e. JC Jane, is going to be a massive star for doing it because the crowd is very much behind Chelsea Green right now. They, I could make the argument they've always been behind Chelsea Green. So, and for the person to be the person that takes the belt off of her, yeah, they're going to get a lot of hate. And who is the best heat seeker? That is JC Jane herself.
Right. And the only reason I say it makes sense for JC Jane is because it fits her MO right now. Because I would say this. Do you think Jade Cargill needs the Money in the Bank briefcase to beat Jade Cargill? I mean, to beat Chelsea Green?
No, she doesn't.
Does Charlotte need the Money in the case to beat Chelsea?
I mean, I would put Chelsea in that category of beatable champions, like Chelsea.
That's my point. So that's my point. It would even be sweeter if she beat someone who she had no business beating, and she gave her all and then JC comes in and swoops that bitch away.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. um, Speaking of
Because I could see her beating like a Charlotte and then losing right after.
no, I could definitely see that as well. I mean, there's the way that things are, working right now. There's a very real possibility JC could actually go into WrestleMania next year as women's champion.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah. Um, Speaking of the women of SmackDown, last week on SmackDown, Tatum Paxley made her main roster debut. I'm happy for her. And obviously they're putting her in a big position with Charlotte and Alexa. But I would also say, wouldn't it have made more sense to put her on Raw with Lyra? Because I mean, Lyra's whole dynamic with her was that Tatum was weird, and now Lyra's the weird one, so she could have helped her become less weird, I suppose. I feel like that's just a missed opportunity, personally. But I mean, she's with Charlotte and Alexa, so obviously, I mean, they have plans for her if they're putting her with one of the two of the bigger stars on the roster. No.
I mean, yeah, and plus, Lyra's doing good on her own right now. And what Lyra's in limbo with what's going to happen with Baylay and whether she comes back or not. But that's a whole nother issue. But with Tatum, I mean, SmackDown kind of needs a lot because you got to keep in mind there are more factions on SmackDown on the women's side than Raw. Because with Raw, you just got the Judgment Day. SmackDown, you got like the baddies and damn uh, Fatal Influence. So there's a lot more villainous. If she was coming in as a face, that makes total sense. Now, if she was coming in as a heel helping Lyra, that's a whole different story. Because it wouldn't make sense for her to help Lyra, because she's far gone, bro. She's gone. Lyra's out of here.
Right.
Lyra's in space. She on Pluto.
But I mean, that would have been a good rivalry to start Tatum out with, just in my opinion. Because obviously, Lyra would have gotten a really good match out of, Tatum right off the bat. And obviously, Lyra, the way that she is right now, she would win by nefarious means, pick up some support for Tatum, and kind of go from there.
If they had it came from the angle that Tatum was helping Baylay, I could see that angle. But it makes more sense for her to help Charlotte and Alexa because it instantaneously books her with two of the more popular stars on the roster.
Right. For the
If not
casuals
popular, way more well known.
right. And the more casual people will, understand why Charlotte and Alexa are with her. For the people that don't know who Tatum Paxley is.
Right. Gives her a chance to get the intro to let you know.
Right. I mean, I think that's a great segue to Baylay. Baylay, as of right now, as of this recording, has not signed a contract with anybody. It still remains to be unknown how long her contract is for, until it runs out. But she made a workout video not too long ago, with her training with various different independent wrestlers, people outside of WWE, and most notably Mercedes Moné. the caption for the video was, I'm all in, baby. So, obviously All In is the name of the AEW paid preview. Some might say that she is, trolling somebody. Some people are saying she may be, obviously, AEW is a real option. But do you think WWE is actually going to let Bayley go? Or do you think that she would even consider going at this point? Or what is the real, how real of a possibility is it that she is going to AEW?
I it depend. Honestly, it depends on her. Now, from what I've been hearing from my people, is that her side project has been running these women's wrestling camp clinics because she is very notorious in a good way for going to like whatever city that they're going to, and she's like going to their wrestling school and training with them and giving them the insight. So that's almost seems like her second passion because it seems like she's in the I want to give portion of her career rather than the I got more to achieve. But to be quite honest, I mean, she's practically done it all there, with the exception of like the secondary titles. That's about it.
Right. And that only became an option like around a year ago.
Yeah. So I mean, so to her, I mean, I don't see it as a pressing issue for her. It's just wherever she wants to end up doing. And I think they set that up in that way. And that's why Lyra keeps harking on Bayley, even because in the event that she does choose to sign, I think they're just going to pick up where that rivalry left off.
Right.
And if she did sign, Lyra gets the benefit of writing Bayley off, if that makes sense. So, I mean, she's in a good position. She's just living her life, doing the best she can. But I think everyone kind of knew her and Mercedes was tight. But then again, she's tight with a lot of people. So I wouldn't even, put that past her in that regard.
Right.
I mean, she's a made lady. It's whatever she wants to do.
But you say that WWE maybe hasn't treated her as well as they have, the other four horsewomen, i.e., Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
I would say, I think they did her pretty good proper justice considering that they had her display the most range out of all of them. Like, she's the only person that really displayed the most range as far as character. I mean, Becky, once she got the man persona, it became the man persona. Then it became the, like, man Madonna persona. And going back to the man persona. And Mercedes, I mean, Sasha, she really didn't get a chance to, like, display that. And right now, Charlotte is literally in the middle of that. So that, like,
Right.
so Bayley got the wherewithal to show the most depth in character arc. So and she benefited from every point in her character arc. So it's not like, it ain't like they made her change a character and it didn't pay off.
I mean, she tried to do that multiple personality stick when she first started with Lyra, and it just they dropped it maybe after like 2, maybe 3 weeks at best. Um, and I mean, the whole tag team with Lyra never seemed like it got off the ground to begin with, and I would just really attribute that to they did not give them time. Like, if they would have given them time to cook, it would have worked infinitely better. But because, like, if you go on their social media at that time, you know, it was actually, they were cooking. They had something good going. And it was pretty fun between the two of them. But that never went on the actual show. It never translated to outcomes and results. So I don't want to say that they pushed them, they held them back, but they definitely didn't do them any favors when it came to the rival, developing the characters. You kind of know, get what I mean?
I mean, I get that. Although I look at it like that one incident. See, me, I always try to push it back to the root. The root of this was SummerSlam 2025. And who's to say Lyra forgave her for that? Who's to say Lyra didn't team with her to hold a grip? Now and that's me, and I'm full frontal here. I might be doing a lot of stretching here, but I would have made it to make sense where Lyra really never got over the hump where Baylay costed her the Intercontinental Championship match at SummerSlam. Now, I get it to where it made Baylay seem like she was questioning herself, and Lyra was the person looking for the empathy for her, and maybe Lyra came to the realization, hey, I'm giving sympathy to someone who fucked me over and over and over and over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but this is a stretch. I'm stretching, giving WWE the benefit of the doubt storytelling, but it should have been that kind of a story. Where even though they were attacked, Lyra always had that one eye open. Because most people thought it was going to be Baylay turning on her anyway. When I kind of figured, why would Baylay turn on her when Lyra's the one who's more justified in whooping that ass than anybody?
I don't know if you got this interpretation, but I kind of got this interpretation. Baylay gets a huge pop everywhere but the main roster. Like, she went down to AAA not too long ago. Massive pop. She would go to NXT. Massive pop. You know, she could maybe make a little, stint here on the independents. Massive pop. But when it comes to being just on Raw or SmackDown, it seems like she doesn't get that pop. Like, there's a disconnect with the main roster compared to quite literally everywhere else in the world. Have you gotten that sense as well?
Honestly, it's that fucking music. I can't stand her intro. I can't stand her music intro. Because it doesn't fit her in the persona that she is now.
So if she had a Joe Hendry-esque songs, she could get back over.
But then again, when they always bring her out, it's like, oh, Bayley's out. Let's go to commercial break. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's because of the song.
Tell me where the lie is in that. Every time she comes out, it's that song. She comes out to that song, and it's like, Bayley's coming up next after this commercial break.
If she did actually make a debut on AEW TV, do you think that she would get a massive pop? Do you think the crowd would accept her? Or do you think that it would be like Paige when she came to AEW?
That is probably the most interesting aspect of it all, because AEW already is kind of in this position where the fans are not really keen on WWE lifers coming into it, because they feel like they're sucking the life, quote unquote, quote unquote, out of the company per se. And they also understand with them coming on, somebody's not getting shine, so they are keen to that. I will give the fans that they're keen to that, but I I don't. Time remains because they don't really do I mean, Paige got there and they were like, "Fuck that." Mercedes got there and they still like, "Fuck that bitch." So, Mercedes been over there putting up Hulk Hogan numbers with losses, and they still like, "Fuck that bitch." So I mean, come on, man. That Mercedes is not the face. Like, they want her to be a face so bad, but they can't stand her ass so bad. But her with but Baylay coming in and helping Mercedes would probably be like the heelish of heel moves. But I can't see Baylay. I mean, I can see Baylay doing the heel now, get that bob cut back, but I cannot. I mean, but what would they do with her? Because Mercedes is already hogging the main event scene of the women's scene.
I mean,
So how is that going to work?
I would say essentially it would be the 2-woman power trip again.
And you kind of don't want that with Megan Bain out there cooking, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe? I mean, is Megan Bain cooking?
She cooking on IG.
I mean, there's a difference between cooking in the ring and cooking on a TV show and cooking on IG. That's two separate things. I mean,
Hey, man.
I mean, she's a Michelin star on IG. She's McDonald's.
Shit. McDonald's All-American on IG. Shit.
No, Michelin star on IG.
Shit. Goddamn 5-star resort. Anyways, let me stop.
I think that if she were to go to AEW, crowd-wise, that's definitely, a question mark. When it comes to actually, performing in the ring, I think it would definitely freshen up Baylay a lot, and it would actually give the girls on AEW TV more experience and more exposure to somebody with such experience as well. Like, I would actually like to see Baylay wrestle Chris Statlander. Like, that would be a banger of a match. Baylay and Sheeta. Baylay and Rosa, Thunder Rosa. I mean, Baylay and Megan Bain. That would be a good match. I think that she could actually take Megan to an actually good match. So, I mean, there's no shortage of people that she could actually work and actually have a really good match with as well. And I think that she could be one of the very few people that, Mercedes Hogan would allow herself to drop the title to and let, Baylay actually have a bit of a title run with it as well. I think that she could be a benefit to the company if they allow her to be a benefit to the company. Which, doesn't always
But that
happen.
would be if the locker room, I think that would also be if the locker room allows her to be that person. Because you got to think, who's the women's locker room leader right now? Who would you think? Personally, I'd say Willow.
I would say Chris Statlander, honestly. Or Sheeta.
Real. Sheeta?
I mean, Statlander and Sheeta's been there the longest.
Yeah, you know what? Statlander, though?
I mean,
the
only other person I would say that has been there a long time would maybe be Thunder Rosa. But, I mean, I don't think that the girls like Thunder Rosa all that much.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa.
I mean, do you think that the girls are listening to Mercedes? Do you think Mercedes is a locker room leader?
Mercedes seems like a girl's girl. So, yeah, to a certain extent.
The question is, are people actually listening to her?
Now, I mean, she'll speak. I don't know if they will listen. I mean, if you're in a match with her, you ain't got no choice but to listen to her.
Yeah, she's going over.
That's not, I mean, not entirely true.
It's mostly true.
I mean, Statlander beat her.
I mean, how many people has she gone over on compared to how many times she's been under?
I mean, but Tony, I mean, losing to Tony, Statlander, Willow.
I mean,
That's why I said Willow's got more cred than any, I would think.
True.
Because Willow's been in the ring with her more than anybody. And that's not even, I mean, ever since she hit the end, out of everybody in that locker room, Willow's probably the person who's wrestled her the most. Because keep in mind, they did the New Japan match where she fucked her leg up. And so, I mean, Willow got more cachet in that regard, I would say.
I got you.
Personally, but I mean, does that mean? And she's got the belt, so I would think she's the leader. She who holds the belt holds the throne.
I think that's a good segue into AAA, Dom Mysterio. Obviously the current AAA Mega Champion. But if you watch
AAA, en mexicano, or español.
If you watch AAA compared to WWE main roster, then you would probably notice that there's a stark difference in the character of Dominik Mysterio. You know, again, champion of AAA, going into a big match with Americano, aligning himself with Almas and the manager guy, don't know his name. And, treated as a respectable, still, obviously heel champion for obvious reasons. But, he's held to what feels like a different standard. While on the main roster, he's losing human money on a pole matches. And, I mean, literally just this last Monday, he lost to Dragon Lee on a random Raw that wasn't really a big match feel. But I mean, I understand why they gave him the loss to at least Dragon Lee. I mean, they're setting up something for the show in Mexico City, between him and Dragon, which I completely understand. But apparently, if you believe rumor and innuendo, he's getting frustrated with this separation of his character and not being treated as more of a big deal on the main roster. I feel like this is the first time that we've heard Dom get, frustrated, which is something else, really. I mean, and he is, if they let him be, he is one of their biggest stars. So, what are your thoughts on Dominik getting frustrated with booking, essentially?
I mean, they're asking him to do two different things, right? So it's going to be hard. It's hard for him to get over on the American side. He's over, but he's over cool heel over. He's not over as in heel over. Vice AAA. Like, the fact that he showed up, they were in love with him, and now he's a heel, so he can generate that actual reaction, the visceral reaction that they wanted him to do on the stateside. It's two totally different audiences right now, and as much as we want him to be up there, we gotta wait, unfortunately, for the Punks, the Romans, the Codys to move out the way for that new generation to flock. I mean, I could make the argument that he may be frustrated, but he's treated way better than Javon Evans.
I mean, Javon just got there.
But my point is that Javon has been floating storyline wise more so than, I mean, you can say Dom got a better treatment more so than.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Right?
he's
I
on the
mean,
paid previews. He's wrestling on. He had a match on SummerSlam, so I mean that's not nothing for sure. But I mean, we even talked about this last week. Should Dominik Mysterio be losing human money on the pole matches? And at this state of his career, like, I feel like he's just like one or two big wins of being more on the upper card than he has been. Like, give him a
I
win
mean,
on a Cody Rhodes. Give him a match with a Randy Orton. Give him the opportunity. We know that he could work for sure. But it just seems like they're keeping him in a position, this lower position, because they don't quite know what to do with him.
well, because even if you put him in those higher positions, because I mean, granted, yes, the Danhausen thing, I get it. I can see people's frustration with it. To me, though, in 20 years, nobody's gonna care that he lost to Danhausen in a money's on a pole match, right? Because this is we're thinking longer term, and I'm thinking that eventually he's going to be their biggest Latin star this side of Penta. So I have no what's the word, reservations as far as his legacy, because keep in mind he's not even, I don't think he's 25 yet.
That's a good question. I don't quite know. I
So
mean, he's already
he's
been
not
there for 20
even,
years.
it feels like it, right? But Dominic is what? I want to say he's in his 20s. He's in his early 20s.
Yeah, he hasn't hit 30 yet for sure.
He's 29. Jesus, 29. So yeah, he's got time. He's got way more than enough time. Because keep in mind, we're still working. We still got a whole Judgment Day to break up for him to even break away. Because right now,
But
everybody just sees him as the cool guy on Judgment Day.
what Judgment Day is the date to break up? Nobody would give a shit about what is his name? DJ McDonough versus Dominic match.
It's not about GJ McDonough versus Dominic. It's about who Dominic is going to choose when them girls break up. That's what matters.
I mean, a lot of people are going with maybe maybe a Stephanie McCourt turn for him. Which, I mean, I'm not against it, if I'm being completely honest. You seem to have other thoughts about it. But yeah, they could definitely be doing a lot more with him than they currently are. And I feel like if they don't give him something to actually, it's all wait and see right now. like literally, quite literally, all of the young talent is wait and see while we develop CM Punk versus Cody and Roman versus Seth. And like it's those four people. And like we are ready for Obafemi. Like the crowd has spoken. It's Obafemi. And we're not getting Obafemi. Braun Breaker still has time to cook, undoubtedly. But and then you have Dom, who could have been in this position maybe a year or two ago, and they're still not pulling the trigger on him. You know what I mean?
I think Dom, nah, because do you really believe that Dom would beat Roman?
By nefarious means, yes, I could.
I don't. I still. I even with nefarious means, I don't see it happening. Uh,
I mean,
the only people I believe he could be.
Let me ask you a question. Did you believe that Eddie Guerrero could beat Brock Lesnar in 03, 04?
Damn, you're asking me to go 20 years ago?
I'm talking about the No Way Out match.
Yeah, that was like 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah. 22 years
you're
ago.
You're asking me to put 20-year-old me in that. Could I believe it? In a sense, it seemed like it was going to happen because of the simple fact that Brock was way too arrogant for as a person. Like his arrogance is what kind of got him caught up. And Brock is not known to really be an arrogant guy.
I mean, he got speared through
but
a
with
table by
Goldberg. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was also to set something up. Right. The question is, what nefarious means are you going to have Roman get away from to set that up for Dominik to reign on his own in the manner Eddie did?
I don't know. I'm not,
because that's the question. But that's the question, because here's the thing. Okay, Dominik wins. Now what? Because that's the ultimate question. Okay, he's the world champion. Now what do we do with Dominik? Who's his first opponent? How long is he going to get the title reign? Those are the questions that must be answered. And if you don't have the long term for that, I mean, how can we definitively give him a proper run?
But also,
because the same could be said.
How long is he going to have to be patient before they actually pull the trigger on him? Because Dom, he's a good kid. He's a respectful kid. But at some point, he's going to get to the point when it is my time. He's not waiting another 10 years to get a title opportunity or a title match.
I mean, 10 years. He's only been there 6.
Right, but I mean, he literally started his career in WWE. So, I mean, he was green as goose poop when he first started. But, I mean, he's cooking now. How long was Randy Orton in WWE before he won his first heavyweight championship? I guarantee
2 years. Huh? What? About 2 years? Because what? He came in 03. Legacy was like 05. Yeah, about 2 years.
He won his first championship in 04. And he debuted in 02. So 2 years it took him.
But his first reign was also only 30. His first reign was also only 30 days. So his his reign. First of all, there's so many extenuating circumstances with that. He was put into a faction in which they were top tier of the company because Triple H at that time was top tier of the company. And they set up the angle in which he was able to do something the head guy couldn't do. Therefore, it allowed him A, to win the title, and B, not only win the title, lose the title in a brutal fashion because of the simple fact that Triple H is going, well, 30 days, and then his next title reign didn't happen till what, like 06, 07?
07, yeah. But what did he do between 04 and 07? He had a year rivalry.
The Legend Killer thing.
He had a year rivalry with the Undertaker. He became the Legend Killer. He had banger matches, and he got himself into a better position than he was when he wasn't the champion. But he had he had that mark of he was a world champion.
Granted, I'll give you that. So who is the guy that is on that roster that's he can have a rivalry with right now that will take him to the next level in the interim until he becomes champion? That is a full-time guy. Not the I'm just gonna come here, chill out, and do whatever.
I mean, Seth Rollins.
Seth just got ridden off.
I'm sure that he's going to come back sooner rather than later.
I mean, maybe not.
I can make the argument there's at least 4 guys on the roster right now that could be a main event wrestler. And that's Obafemi, Dominik Mysterio, Trick Williams, and to a lesser extent, Braun Breaker. When are these guys actually going to get opportunities to be in that position?
I would say within the next 2 to 3 years, because they know Roman and Punk are not going to... They know Roman, Punk, and Cody are not going to be on their top forever. So here's my question. At whose expense these people are going to be the main event stars? Because you have to integrate because the one thing I will say with the Oba Braun thing, at least they're infusing it to be a future rivalry. Because that could be something where, let's say, Braun Breaker wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on Obafemi. Now you have history.
Right.
So so you have to
get them to that upper echelon. They need the actual upper echelon to wrestle them. And Brock was gracious enough to do what he did with Oba, and that's why Oba's in the position that he's in right now, is because of Brock. But, and I mean, again, who is Roman Reigns in a rivalry with right now? Well, LA Knight, yes. I mean, LA Knight hasn't been, a world champion yet. But what I mean is, before that, it was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, been there a while. Been cooking for a minute. Who is Cody Rhodes in a rivalry with right now? Randy Orton. Who is CM Punk in a rivalry with right now? Kevin Owens. I mean, respectfully, I love Kevin Owens, but he's been there a hot minute. These are positions where we could have had these younger talent against these people rather than having them fight each other.
I get that, and you got to give them a reason why they're fighting. That's because at least with Seth Roman, you were closing that Shield loop. Punk Owens, that has never been touched, and that is something That is a 20-year hatred that needed to be addressed. Okay?
Right.
Same with Randy Cody. That's a bow that needs to be knotted. So you're knotting the bows of old so you can start the threads of new, if that makes sense.
Okay, so in your estimation, let's talk about January of this year, of next year.
Royal Rumble.
That's
Phoenix.
that's quite literally 4 months away. Who do you
Right.
see all these guys wrestling in 4 months? Where do you see Dominik Mysterio, Oba Femi, and let's say Trick Williams? Who are they wrestling right now?
Oba still got a title shot in the making.
Yeah, he does.
So it's not like that's out of the realm. He's just side questing right now, and that's what he. But you know what's funny? That's within his wheelhouse because he said by the end of the year he did not put a timetable on himself. Like I need to do it immediately. He says because he's the person that depends on. His character is a character of fate, so he believes fate is putting him through all of this so he can get to that point and be ready for when fate gets him there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll put that box of Oba to the side. That's there. So now we got Trick. Trick is in this tricky box to where he's uberly popular with his interest music. He's uberly popular with his promos. He's uberly popular with everything. And yet, they just took the title off of him. So that tells me one of two things is going to happen. Either Melo's going to beat Corbin, and Melo and Trick will happen.
Melo lost to Corbin on SmackDown last night.
So as you can see, but that doesn't mean it's over.
I guess.
Because Trick still gets a rematch. Trick still gets a rematch. Trick still could win. Trick still could get back on his thread with Melo, which is also a bow that has not been tied. Because that was something that we were looking. Everyone earlier this year was like, "Oh my God, Melo Trick, Melo Trick, Melo Trick, Melo Trick. We need it now. We need it now." So who's to say that that's not a Royal Rumble type of match?
Okay. And Dom?
So Dom is the only one where it's like fluid, and it's uberly fluid with him because he's the only person of the group that is actually working two different promotions. So Dom could literally be on Raw doing nothing, but he could still be the anchor point for AAA.
Right.
So Dom is in the most, I wouldn't say, is it the best situation? No. But is it the most opportune? Like, does he have the most options? Yes. He has way more options than Trick and Oba and Braun. Because he's already double dutying as it is.
Well, we shall see when it comes to the next 4 months if people are actually getting over, if Roman will still be in the position that he's in. Question mark, question mark, question mark. But let's talk about the opposite end of the spectrum. NXT. Um, just debuted Zilla Fatu. Um, obviously, reality of wrestling star, Umaga's son. And I just find it interesting that what was the match that he interfered on was Grayson Waller versus Cruz Montana, who was going for a number one contender spot. So what I'm kind of getting at is, it seemed like it to me anyway. It seemed like the new crop of stars that they brought in a couple of months ago, that being Evil, Mason Rook, and Tam, whatever his last name is, um, didn't necessarily hit the mark for what they wanted. Rook has yet to win a match. Naraku did quite well, I would say. He at least had a title match. And Cam is still trying to cook, while his wife is cheating with Austin Theory on Raw. So I mean, there's a lot. So, I mean, it feels like Shawn Michaels wants us to forget the last couple of months and is presenting us with new toys. Look, we have that guy from TNA that you like, and he's a pretty good promo. Here's Grayson Waller. He just shit on everybody and had a pipe bomb. And now, obviously, Zilla is going to get a push because he's a Fatu. I mean, shocker, shocker. So, I personally like it because I wasn't necessarily digging what they were doing on NXT. So, it's a new fresh coat of paint and getting us actually involved in the product again, where it was kind of just status quo otherwise. But what are your thoughts on them bringing Zilla Fatu and kind of forgetting about the crop of stars that didn't necessarily work out that well?
Nah, I think it was just like it just continued that every week they're bringing in someone different type deal, which works because now it makes you have to think, okay, you need to figure out who the hell they bringing this week. But what got me was the Twitter thread from all the other wrestlers is like, God damn, another one of these. Shit, Gunther had the best tweet. He was like, damn, so who the hell is bringing all these dudes? And they need to stop before I make them retire. Before I retire the person who's bringing all these goddamn Fatus. And then Randy Orton had the best. He's like, I arcade half of them and they still got another half. Like, yeah. Shit had me rolling, dog. The wrestler's Twitter, the tweets to Zilla coming in had me crying. That's what had me crying. He's like, God damn, another one? Like, shit. What the fuck? So and that's what got me cracking. And it was just funny. But back to the NXT, it actually boosts it. I mean, honestly, it helps. Of all the people it actually helps is D'Angelo. Because it gives him a slate of opponents he can go through as champion. Because we already know he went through Nakaru, but he hasn't gotten through Waller. He hasn't faced Montana, and he hasn't faced Fatu. So now you got a slew of people that are basically like heat waves in a couple weeks. So that easily could be a fatal four-way. Right. Easily.
No, you're not wrong. But do you think...
So it just bolsters the men's singles roster.
Do you feel like Tony D'Angelo is going to continue holding the championship?
I would think so. What?
I mean, did we lose Kaliko? Respawn.
Oh, dang! You didn't hear me?
I did not hear you. No.
Oh wow! Oh man! I thought that silence said it all. Anyways, I was like, okay, if they take the title off, that means he's gonna go into the main roster. And what is he gonna do on the main roster? And honestly... if you are silent, that tells me everything I need to know.
I mean, I never really saw Tony as a main roster guy. I kind of felt like he was a forever NXT guy, like a Johnny Gargano.
They also said that about JC Jane, and
I mean, at
but you have to
least
give him,
at least JC had the run of her life before she left NXT.
and that's what my thing. You got to give him the run, because keep in mind, he just came back as a random dude, won the title, and let him define himself while champion.
Yeah,
Because
and
what bigger Michael?
they literally had to strip him of all his gimmick in order to make it work, because nobody was going to believe the mobster guy was going to be, heavyweight champion.
I mean, he had a physical makeover too. That motherfucker. Come on.
I'll admit, he does look good. I will say that he has been a respectable champion for his time as NXT champion. But compared to everything else that we have, he's definitely not. It doesn't feel like he's upper tier. It did seem like like Waller said, the only reason you have the championship is because nobody else was here to take it from you. Nobody else was available.
I mean, that could work, but I mean, that also gives him a chance to show what he's got. I don't see the issue with that. Allow them to say that and be part of the storyline and let him prove himself.
Do you feel like he has proven himself as champion so far?
He's proven himself to be a person who's willing to take on any comer anytime. I mean, Nakaru beating Evil is, it ain't no bitch. It ain't like he over there beating up Cheeseburger, no pun intended, but that's,
With the cheese in the middle?
with the cheese in the middle. Yeah. But I was talking about the actual wrestler Cheeseburger. It ain't like he's like, it ain't like he's out there beating up on, I'm just thinking, who's a person who's new in NXT? Like, one of the guys from Vanity Project. I mean, it ain't like he's like, oh, I'm gonna defend the title against, because sometimes AEW does that where they're the champion and then they do this little defense. Who was it? Who was the champ? And they basically gave him, Darby Allin, when he had his 3-week fucking title defense tour, and it was against people you knew he was gonna beat.
Yeah. But like you said, AEW does that a lot.
So I mean, you got to give him that much. I think let him define his championship reign. If he's gonna lose to a Fatu, he ain't the first nor the last. So it's so, welcome to the club. Shit, I feel like I've been beaten up by Fatu. Anyway.
No, I definitely think that there's a lot of upside for Zilla for sure. So we'll see what he does. And yeah, it's just kind of wait and see. I mean, it seems like we have a good, crop of people in the title picture right now. So just seems like let them cook, and the guys that the previous generation, they're still there. They didn't get fired. So maybe, a Mason Rook will make something happen for himself. Maybe he won't. Who knows? Again, it's, all question marks at this point.
Yeah, it's just like getting it top heavy with people. This is no different to me than NXT 2016 to 2018. A bunch of heavy dudes that are coming in, fighting for the title to build it up while you're getting the younger guys ready to step up in their place.
Right. Speaking of under guys, AJ Styles' son. You've heard about this controversy, right?
I've heard about it. Yeah, a little bit. I heard about it a little bit, tad bit.
So apparently, Avery Styles, AJ Styles' son, was working a GCW show. I'm pretty sure it was GCW. Somebody that works GCW on the crew side of things, I want to say. Um, I don't know who this person is. But they made a tweet out and said Avery Styles didn't help, set up the stairs. Um, not, it was more of like a backhanded, comment that, like, he was shying away from, setting up the ring or putting up chairs. And AJ Styles came to the defense of his son and saying, you're just, being a jealous douchebag. And obviously that sparked, obviously some conflict within the wrestling community. I mean, should Avery Styles have set up the ring? Should he have set up the chairs? Didn't AJ Styles do that while he was on the indies? Isn't it called paying your dues, etc., etc., etc.? Uh, but, I'd like your opinion. Should Avery Styles have, you know, done what they asked, or was he just there as a performer?
I, it's very, if it's about the traditions and everything of wrestling, then yes. And I could make the argument that, I mean, AJ's probably of the guy like, yo, I don't think AJ would be like, hey, son, go do this because you need to do, because he doesn't want to. I don't think he would be the person that's trying to influence his son while he's trying to blaze his own path, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems more supportive of his son due to the fact that he is trying to blaze his own path. Now, it's also up to his son to ease or make harder the burden of the path that he's trying to forge, right?
Yeah.
Because if you really, really, really wanted to be super, super Nepo, he would have been in WWE training by now.
True.
So that kind of tells you that it's, you know, he's kind of doing it for the love of the game. I think this honestly should have been something that should have been just behind the scenes, really.
Right.
Because this should have been something like, hey, yo, man, you know, it would be appreciative and respectful to everyone here if you pitched in like everyone else. But because it's wrong from all angles, because it just looks like AJ seems like he's out of touch because it's his son and he thinks it's different because it's son. And then you look at the fact that the guy who's putting it on blast, is he doing it for clout? Is he, too many floating questions that could come, that have came right from this, rather than just the simple fact that the dude should have just talked to him like, hey, here we do this. It would be helpful if you helped us as well. And if he says no, okay. But if he says yes, okay. Neither praise nor criticism.
No, I low-key agree. I feel like, first and foremost, when it comes to, Avery Styles, or anybody, any new wrestler, that not all two independents are the same. Everybody's different, unfortunately. And if, that's what GCW wants to do, and, they have their talent, set up the ring or set up, chairs, then I feel like he should have been willing to do that. Or just to be respectful of the environment that he was in. You know, wrestling is based off, respect. Should GCW have their talent be setting up chairs and, all of that? Probably not. I mean, they're one of the bigger independents. They should have crew for that. Uh, but I just think that, you know, first, you're absolutely right. It shouldn't have been taken to this extent, and we shouldn't have really be having this conversation. But again, here we are. Um, but I do think that for no other reason other than being respectful of the environment that he was in to do it. But that's kind of my opinion on it. Am I like out of
Well,
line?
that's true, but who's to say if AJ did it? Who's to say that AJ helped set up chairs? Who's to say?
I mean, true, but if you really want to be there and you want to pay your dues and you want, the full experience, it is something that you have to do. And if you're not doing it, then, that's kind of something on your character. Like I've heard stories and I've like Dunder Lager and Mexican wrestlers as well. Like legends that had no business putting the ring up would put the ring up, and they would put the chairs. They would help the younger talent. It does just because you don't have to do it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It from a class standpoint.
From an etiquette
An
standpoint.
etiquette standpoint. Thank you. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I just think that this is something that has been, because keep in mind, I mean, I'm still of the belief. Remember, the only reason Otis, I remember when Heavy Machinery would do that, and they would help the ring crew, and it got them brownie points and helped them stay longer than need be. But that's why I'm of the fact of like, if they want to do it, let them do it. If they don't, then don't. It's and to me, if this is something like we said, it's just there's no reason we should even be talking about this. We're only talking about it because it's AJ Styles' son. If it was random wrestler X, we would not be having this conversation. But because it's AJ Styles' son, which means most people think it's a bend on AJ Styles' legacy, which has nothing to do with his son's path. The same way Dominik's legacy ain't got shit to do with Ray's. Roman's ain't got nothing to do with Sika's. Ted DiBiase Jr. ain't got nothing to do with Ted DiBiase Sr. Kurt Hennig ain't got nothing. Axel ain't got nothing to do with Kurt. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's two totally different people. But people are thinking, oh, because you're of that stature, that you have that etiquette. And that may not be the case. That's not the case all the time.
Right. So let's one last bit of news. Pat McAfee and Joe Hendry are making albums. Not together, but they are making music albums. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Joe Henry's going to be a little bit more on the campy side, but what do you expect from a Pat McAfee album?
I have no effing clue.
I mean, you're a resident music guy. You have to have an opinion on Joe Hendry and Pat McAfee albums.
I mean, it sounds like it's going to be one of those. If it's anything like those country rap tween poppy shits, I'm just going to throw it against the wall. How about that?
The Rock also expressed interest of pursuing music. What are your thoughts on The Rock becoming a music star?
It doesn't matter if The Rock wants to become a musician. Just had to get that out. Just what I. Thank you for teeing that up. Thank you.
Well, I think that's a great way
Thank you
to
for
end
teeing that
the
up.
news. And now, a quick word from our sponsors. So,
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with TNA Lockdown. Takes place next Sunday, I believe, in Chicago, Illinois, at the Credit Union 1 Arena. And we already have 8 matches scheduled for the event. Maybe more will be announced next week on Impact. But we will review the matches that are currently that will currently be taking place. Yeah, so let's get into it. We have I believe all of these matches are lockdown cage matches because it is lockdown after all. We have Zaya Brookside defending the TNA Knockouts World Championship against Elena Black, who wins Kaliko.
Ooh, oh man, Elena Black just came back, which means she gets her mandatory title match, but she's an NXT chick. So it's NXT on NXT. I'm gonna go Zaya.
I mean, she just won the championship like a month or 2 ago, so yeah, I'm thinking Zaya wins as well. Either that or Elena wins and then drops the title 2 weeks later for mental health reasons, and Zaya could get it back after that.
Oh wow.
Or maybe a knee injury. I promise, I'm not always this terrible.
Possible.
Oh. Then we have Escape the Cage match. Frankie Kazarian versus Moose. Who wins?
I would say Moose.
I mean, it feels like Moose is kind of on a roll right now. No?
I would think Moose.
I mean, I agree. I would go with Moose as well. You good with Moose?
I'm feeling the Moose. Moose.
There you go. We have Steel cage match for the International Championship. Jason Hodge versus Mustafa Ali. Yeah. There's like 15 names after Mustafa Ali. But yeah, no, we have Jason Hodge versus Mustafa Ali. Who wins?
I'm gonna go Mustafa.
Considering
Mustafa Ali.
I don't know who Jason Hodge is, yeah, I'm gonna go with Mustafa. We have AJ Francis versus Elijah. Who wins?
Nobody?
I'm going with spontaneous combustion.
The cage implodes before the restart.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, AJ could win. Yeah, AJ. We'll go AJ.
And then we have Demon X Bunny, Rosemary and Ali versus the Elegance brand, Hedor by Elegance and M by Elegance for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Who wins?
Ooh. This is tough. Demon X Bunny.
I agree with that. Demon Bunny for the win. Then we have Cedric Alexander versus Leon Slater for the TNA X Division Championship. If Slater loses, his previous title reign will be erased from history. I remember any wrestling promotion doing this type of gimmick match, which is very interesting. Like, how does that work? Will it say that this, in the history books, will he be there, but it says erased from history, or like what? But I don't know.
I think that's what's throwing me off.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I've never seen someone go, you know what? If you lose, I want your reign gone. Like, that is the oddest goddamn request, which tells me Cedric has to either be losing. Because who the hell would, like, what? Why?
Right. Who's erasing their title reigns here?
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? What for? Why? What? Who? Where? When? What?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, just from a logistical standpoint, it does not sound viable. So yeah,
It seems impossible.
I feel like this is the TNA's equivalent of Danhausen crushing somebody.
I mean, that's like Danhausen hitting the acai moonsault out the ring.
Then we have the TNA the TNA World Tag Team Championship match. The Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff versus the Nemets, Nick and Ryan Nemec. Who wins, Kaliko?
Now, this is interesting because the last time they fought, I think we and you saw it in person.
Yes, I believe so.
And the Nemets won.
Correct.
If Demon X wins, then that means the Hardys lose.
So you think that they're going to give Nick Nemec 2 titles? Because he's currently the heavyweight champion at the moment as well.
I mean, unless Jeff is beating him and then they get the one-on-one, but I don't know. It's interesting to say the least.
Definitely. But again, I feel like we've seen this match before, even if it wasn't a match.
We have. What is Jeff coming with Willow or some shit? Or They come.
Willow's NX is AEW, Kaliko.
I'm just saying, the motherfucker come with some persona.
Brother Nero.
Well, yeah, Nero, Willow, Zello, Zilla Fatu. What?
PayPal.
One of them bitches, Zell. Like, Cash App. I don't know. Shit. Fuck. One of them damn personas. Shit.
The last time like I said, the last time we had this match, I was formerly in the Hardys camp, and then obviously it did not turn out that way. So reluctantly, I say the Nemec.
I mean,
that's as reluctant as reluctantness can be.
Yeah.
So you agree, the Nemec for the win?
I'm gonna go with the. It just feels like it, right?
Right.
Because the Hardys had that title for a minute.
And they won them at the last paid preview, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like that they had that forever because they were fighting the Righteous and the done.
Yeah.
It just seems like they had it forever.
I mean, they have the most title reigns in TNA history, so there's that.
I mean, you're not pushing too much on the records there, but
excuse me, but TNA has had great tag teams in the past.
I didn't say that they didn't. I just said with the Reigns, you wrestle a long time, you gonna break something eventually. Shit.
They've been there long enough.
I know, shit. They've been there 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Like, they've been through 15 regime changes in the front office. I'm just saying.
They've been there more times than they've been fired from other companies.
Exactly. Which lets you know they always got a home.
Yeah. I mean, they always make bank with them, honestly.
Yeah.
And that brings us to, I would assume that this is the last match. Lethal Lockdown match. We got the System, which is Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, Bear Bronson, and Alicia, versus Ricky Sosa, Fabian Eichner, Casey Navarro, and Jada Stone. That is literally the most clusterfuck of what the fuck wrestlers I ever seen in my life.
That is. But they just wanted him to come out to bang, bang. Sosa.
I mean, they could have put him in a match that wasn't this.
True. But why would it can't be Lethal Lockdown without the lockdown match.
Right. I mean,
Defeats the purpose.
I mean,
Defeats
they have the System, so I mean, the System is the System. They've been there for
System.
a minute.
System will be systeming. Yes, you're correct.
Yes. Systems locked.
All systems go.
So who wins the match?
I would think the team that actually is a team would win this match.
I mean, I would hope, right?
One would think, yes.
I mean, the
And if
question
they don't,
is Ricky Sosa that big of a star that he could win the whole match, the whole shebang by himself?
there's no goddamn way Sosa's winning the whole shebang by himself. So there you go.
Yeah. This is what I thought. So, it's got to be the system.
The system.
Alright, and that will conclude our coverage of TNA Lockdown. Maybe actually, no, in 2 weeks we will have a review of that show, depending if we actually see it or not. And yeah, that will conclude this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rove Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Matt Barnes, this Wednesday as we interview Tyler Grayson, and every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesShay993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I mean, I am Kaliko. And see, just to give y'all a freaking catch up on the G1. See, see, quick little roundup on the G1. The semifinals have been set.
Jesus, we're already done with the G1?
Yeah.
And
so the semifinal round first matchup is Yota Tsuji versus Yuya Uemura.
That seems logical, I would say.
And the second one, Callum Newman. You know they gotta put a Gaijin. They always put a Gaijin in the semis. Come on, man. You know this. I don't know why you acting. But they gotta put a Gaijin.
They had CSJ right there, 50-50.
But he's been too persistent. You can't win one. You can't win one and lose one, and then win one and lose. You can't 50-50 to G1. You either win the whole thing or come in last in the whole thing.
Who is Newman wrestling?
Ryohei Oiwa.
Oiwa, okay. Well, that's why Zack Sabre Jr. didn't win, because Oiwa is TM, The Mighty Don't Kneel.
Yeah, TMDK, see?
Okay. But I mean, Newman, the man has all the personality of a wet paper bag.
But you know what's funny? Is that in the A block, it was a three-way tie for first place.
Okay, so who was the other guy?
Take Shitta.
Really? Well, that makes sense. He won last year.
Of course. And then there was a three-way tie for Block B, which is really interesting that they do a three-way tie, which is crazy. But the third person in Block B was Gabe Kidd. And of course you have your typical person who cannot finish the whole goddamn tournament because they got hurt, and that was Shota Umino.
Yeah, he got into that like literally the beginning of the tournament.
Right, and then of course our man 50-50 went 5-4, so he was above 50-50.
By a little, I was like watching.
Yes, I mean Sonata did better than I thought, going 4-5, which is a whole damn thing. But he was tied.
Okay.
4-5. So he basically Goto, Takage, and Yudo Ice all went 4-5. So basically, Take Shitta was formidable showing, just barely missing. But it's weird because they went away from the formula of the G1 winner making the semis to make it seem like they could like repeat.
Yeah. I mean, they do that most years. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that they would just, cut it this year.
Of course.
Right. Yeah. So the G1, almost done. So, maybe we'll actually watch, the G1 this week and review it next week. Who knows?
There we see. It's always better when there's no Yoshihashi.
Everything's better without Yoshihashi.
There you go. See?
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
I mean, they still got the Death Riders in this bitch. I mean, Death Riders getting international when they in New Japan right now. I'm like, God damn. I wonder how they get responded in Japan. Do they hate them in Japan like America hates the Death Riders? I don't know.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.